What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Aaron Nix. Welcome back to the Wrestle Plug YouTube channel. It's time to discuss last night's WWE Raw from North Carolina. Let's do it to it. Raw opens the right way for once with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the Undisputed Tag Team Champions. They come out, they cut a great promo building to Night of Champions because, of course, they're going to be facing Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa in Saudi Arabia. That's going to pop off. Legit, that'll actually pop off. It's going to be a good match. They're interrupted by Judgment Day. This is one of my favourite segments of the whole show. There's a lovely comedic back and forth going on here where Sami Zayn starts out at a 10, then he calms down, and then Kevin Owens is just like, fuck it, let's have a fight. And Dave Priest's like, yeah, I'll have a fight. And then Finn Balor's like, chill out. Sami Zayn's like, chill out. And then obviously cheap shots aplenty, brawl ensues, steel chair. We'll see you later for the main event. Judgment Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. One thing that Raw is starting to pick up on, I've noticed, is using people who are good more than once. We don't just need to see them once and then that's it. Unless they're mega stars building to a mega matchup like Cody Rhodes, cool. Just have him do the one promo, whatever. But for instance, when you got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, these are the workhorses. Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Imperium. These are people who can work and just go forever. So why wouldn't you use them more than once over a 3-hour period? And they did that here. First time we saw Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley, not the last either. Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz. Why? Like, okay, slight built-in story from last week. They were both in the triple threat match to determine who's going to go on to Night of Champions. They both lost. Am I the only person who thinks Shinsuke Nakamura is fucking dull? I mean, everybody is just raging about this guy all the time. I maintain this, and it upsets a lot of people, especially on the internet, because you know how people are. Shinsuke Nakamura has not done fuck all of relevance that I care about personally since his first match, which, by the way, was amazing against Sami Zayn. Shock. One of the best workers in the world, and probably the most over talent in the world, especially earlier on this year. I don't give a shit. Shinsuke Nakamura is dull. And I'll tell you why. Because he cannot entertain people on television. He just can't. Is he a great wrestler? Of course he fucking is. One of the best. Especially when he was in New Japan. But again, in New Japan, strong style, unlimited work rate. In WWE, we're not watching this solely for great working wrestlers. Otherwise, Chad Gable would probably be WWE champion about 17 times by now. That's just the bottom line of it. We want to see a whole encompassing package. You have to be good at wrestling, you have to be good at promos and blah, 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 and all that extra stuff. And Shinsuke Nakamura is not good at most of those things. He's just good at being a half-decent wrestler. His character is somewhat intriguing, but also, you know, broken English. Again, dare I say, bordering on slightly racist, if not just stereotypical. You know, the whole, come on, and all that. And I'm just like, it's fucking dull. It's boring. Nakamura's boring. I like The Miz. He's a great everyman. At this point, I feel like The Miz is a great guy to stick in the mid-card to help get guys over. And this was an okay match, but that was about it. It was just okay. And that's the problem with Shinsuke Nakamura. He's just okay. Moving on to something that is good enough to be a main eventer. Gunther alongside Imperium. Not so much Leonardo da Vinci and whatever the fucking hell they're calling the... What's the other guy's name? Ludwig Kaiser, that's it. I really like Ludwig Kaiser on the mic, to be fair. Not a big fan of the names. They're very stereotypical as well. See what I mean? It's not just Shinsuke Nakamura. In fact, there's a lot of stupid stereotypical names, let's be honest. But hey, it is wrestling. It is carny. It is dumb. It is. It just is, particularly when it comes to WWE. It's sports entertainment. I get it. You take the good with the bad with WWE. But this promo is fucking fire. He comes out. This is the first time he's been seen on Raw since the draft, obviously, properly. Yeah, he comes out and he stands on the table. And he looks fucking great. And he looks like a star. He's got the big jacket. He's got the big broad shoulders. He's got the title. He feels like a star. This is what a star looks like. He's in amazing shape. He's massive. He has the best matches in the company. Easily one of the best wrestlers in the world. Gunther. Easily. It's not even close. Honestly, he should be on everybody's top 5 list. If he's not, I don't know what to say. You do you. But you're doing it wrong. Simple as that. It was great. Great promo. And it built in nicely. And also, he helped hype the Battle Royal. Which I thought, oh, great. Here we go. Battle Royal with a shitload of jobbers. And then a couple of guys who are obviously going to win. Like Matt Riddle. Oh. Apparently not. So, first of all, Battle Royale was fucking great. Some really great storylines in there. JD McDonough beating the shit out of Dolph Ziggler after he got eliminated by him. Which, by the way, can we stop putting over Dolph Ziggler and still giving him opportunities to go over more exciting and more intriguing talents. The guy is fucking boring as shit. And also a complete and utter fucking melt at this point. Just won't go anywhere else, just won't build. He's happy just being a bitch who collects money. Which is fine. That's absolutely fine. But I don't have to fucking give a shit about you. But I do give a shit about JD McDonough, which is fucking great. It's weird seeing a guy who I've been on a show with and I've met at countless shows and admired for a long time, and now he's on mainstream WWE Raw. That's fucking mad. I still remember him introducing himself to me at a Progress show when we were a ring crew, and I was just like, oh, what the fuck, man? Very, very cool. I love seeing stuff like that. More on JD McDonough later. Battle Royal was sick. Who wins? Who's going to go on to face Gunther at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia? What the fuck? Mustafa Ali. Now, obviously, as a man from a Muslim family and a Muslim background, obviously extremely excited. Not personally religious, by the way, before anyone jumps on and goes, what? You're one of those? Shut up. Doesn't really matter anyway. Live and let live. There's 1.8 billion of them. Get over yourselves. But it's that thing of, really? Now you choose to pull the trigger. Well, he is positive Ali, good at what he does. But it works, sort of. It'll be a good match. That's the one thing I will say. Because Mustafa Ali can fucking work. And I kind of liked it because it was a surprise. I thought, oh god, here comes Riddle. That's all I could see. I just thought, it's going to be Riddle. It's obviously going to be Riddle. Possibly Bronson Reed, who, by the way, was fucking amazing in this match. Oh, by the way, the spots. This is how you do a Battle Royal. Have 10 minutes of get out, everybody out of the fucking boat. And then the last 5 minutes is really sweet choreographed stuff with the guys we care about. Fucking brilliant. Everything hit its mark beautifully. This is what happens when guys get out the fucking ring when they should. Looking at all you indie guys in Rumbles who won't leave early enough. Who think, oh, I want to stay in here for 20 minutes and get my shit in and then only do 3 moves because it's too crowded. You know who you are. Stop fucking doing it. Stop doing it. Makes the footage look crap. Also, get out of the fucking way because I'm bigger than you. It is what it is. So, congratulations to Mustafa Ali, #1 contender. That's fucking cool. Tell you what isn't cool, seeing Dominic versus Xavier Woods again. Wow. Tell you what, Dominic is brilliant, right? He's so over. And with Rhea Ripley, this is money. Pure money. Just rolling them out everywhere. I want to see them interrupting literally anything. People having dinner at Hooters, ESPN broadcasts. I don't give a fuck. They could go on the Graham Norton show and interrupt him. I don't care. They can do anything and they're fucking entertaining as shit. Xavier Woods is not entertaining. I can't believe I'm saying this. I love Xavier Woods. Without Kofi Kingston, he feels like a massive jobber. An entertaining jobber, to a certain degree, in terms of the fact he can cut a promo. But by himself, he's boring. Like, there's nothing to him. And the entrance doesn't work. And the gimmick doesn't work. And what they would be better off doing is waiting until the other two are ready to go, if they're ever going to be ready to go, or at least Kofi, and then roll them back out in the tag team division. They could have taken their time, taken it nice and easy, waited. 6 months down the line, if Kofi Kingston's ready to go, if he is coming back, fingers crossed, because nobody ever wants to, lose out on their careers and stuff like that. We're not all cunts. Then roll them out again. Big surprise. Here come the New Day. They're back on it. They feel fresh again because they've been off the TV for a while. This way, you're bludgeoning the gimmick down. And ultimately, I don't give a fucking shit. I don't. Tell you what I do care about. JD McDonough's fucking vignette promo. Oh my god, as a videographer in wrestling? Yeah, I was violently erect watching that. That is money. That is how you do shit. That is how you hype somebody. And then, he's leaving, and Kathy Kelly talks to him and says, and he cuts a great promo and a simple promo as well. The only thing that he might struggle with on this roster is he is quite small, so he needs to be very kind of, they say don't bet against the Irish Ace. He needs to be a little bit more sinister and a little bit more maniacal in the way he does it, and he might be that way. We don't know. They're building it. But great promo. And the thing that, of course, everyone's going mad about is the fact that Finn Balor is hidden in the background watching him. Very, very slightly. He's like blurred out more. And, that's cool, because I think JD McDonough, to build him the right way, to be in Judgment Day, would be fucking sick. So, fingers crossed, that's what they're going to do. Fingers crossed, because that'll be fucking awesome. I really have high hopes for JD McDonough, but bottom line is, he's made it to fucking Raw from the Irish Indies. And people are going to say, oh, what about Becky Lynch, Finn Balor? Yeah, they had to fucking graft as well. And I think it's fucking cool. And there's a really awesome little Irish identity running through mainstream WWE and mainstream wrestling as a whole right now. It's awesome. I'm super proud of him. I love this segment. And I have high hopes for him. Fingers crossed they'll do right by him. Oh, God. I love Jinder Mahal. See? I love Jinder Mahal. I do. I think he's fucking great. He's now a manager. A moody-looking manager who apparently has lost even more ability on the mic, and now he's the manager for Indus Sher, who look great. I personally like this, right? But I know for a fact this is going to last maybe 3 or 4 weeks. They might get a title shot somewhere down the line, and then they'll just fade into obscurity. Because, you know what? It's an uncomfortable truth. But because they are stereotypical and more traditional towards their own culture wrestlers, ethnic wrestlers, they won't get that far. They just won't. An American audience don't give a shit. They just don't. They want fucking pomp and circumstance and hoorah and unique over-the-top camp characters. This doesn't work. The menacing foreign heels, it just doesn't work that well in this modern era. And it's a shame because this is done right. It's not too stereotypical. And by the way, when we say stereotypical, that's not always a negative thing. It can be a little bit too much of an over-the-top abuse of people's culture. But with these guys, a little bit stereotypical, but in the right way. They presented themselves how their culture would authentically present themselves. And by the way, we know this because we have Indian culture on this podcast. So, you know, I do my research in that regard because I don't know here nor there when it comes to Indian culture. I thought they were great. I thought it looked good. Problem is, they're smashing up a couple of jobbers. And they're smashing up a couple of tiny jobbers as well. The highlight of this entire segment was Corey Graves rinsing the skinny white guy and then saying that he's going to be in the WWE 2K23 Create a Wrestler mode for the rest of his life, which is brutal. Absolutely savage burn from Mr. Graves. Appreciated that. They look great. Problem is, are they going to be allowed to smash up and demolish named tag teams like this? Because if you actually said to them, get in the ring with the Viking Raiders, and both teams smash the fuck out of each other, meaty Hoss collision, oh, suits you, sir, they would actually have a great match. But they won't let them do that because storytelling can't dictate that. So I don't trust it, and ultimately I think it's going to fall flat. But that being said, it was fine for a debut. That's great. The problem is if you do this for quite a few weeks, people just tune out. They don't care if you're smashing up developmentals or indies and things like that, or, you know, jobbers from buttfuck Tennessee. They want to see you actually destroy real talents. Until they do that, and if they don't pull the trigger on it and they put them in a match with, say, Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn and they lose within like 10 minutes, instantaneously, no credibility with an audience. Cody Rhodes, Mr. Super Promo in a Box, comes out, cuts a great promo. Simple as that. He does this every week. It's amazing. You think he's going to suck, but he never does. He comes out, he's got a great suit on, he feels likeable as well. I love the fact that he always goes out of his way to, you know, sign things, selfies, hand out the belt. I don't know, he just reminds me of Bret Hart a lot, and maybe that's why I love him so much, because Bret Hart was my favourite wrestler. Bret Hart would come out, you know, here's the shades, boom. Yeah, it's very cool. The promo is fucking awesome and simple and effective. You are in my way, Brock Lesnar. You used to be the next big thing. Now you're just next. Which I was a little bit worried he was going to go full Goldberg then. I thought, oh no, are they going to bring Goldberg out? Is Goldberg going to attack Cody Rhodes? Oh no, is Goldberg going to be in Saudi Arabia? Oh no. I'm sure that won't be the case. I'm sure, right? Right? There's not going to be Goldberg in Saudi Arabia, right? Because he just wants that one more match. Great promo. Do I care about Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes too? Enough to watch it, but not enough to be truly invested in. It's just not my cup of tea because I've already seen it once. And honestly, I thought the match of Backlash sucked. It's funny, everyone's talking about how good it was. I thought it was really fucking dull. I did. Maybe because the energy was sucked out of the room by that amazing Bad Bunny Damian Priest street fight, but I honestly thought it was a bit boring. So here's hoping they can ramp it up a little bit in Saudi Arabia and make it go a little bit longer and a little bit more exciting. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, no Goldberg either. Raquel Rodriguez beats Chelsea Green in a match I don't care about. How do you do this? How are they doing this? We've got one of the best women's divisions, if not the best women's division in the world. So how do we fuck that up? Oh, well, Raquel Rodriguez is massive, and she's a star, and she's beautiful, and she's tagged with Liv Morgan, who's also beautiful and a star. Put her against the jobber Karen, okay? Is she going to win? Yes, but then she's going to get jumped by, hey, remember that woman who used to be a megastar, who no longer is a megastar because for some reason we inexplicably have just not pushed her properly for the last year, and we're going to put her with her friend, who we've done an even worse job of pushing. And then what we'll do to make them debut on Raw after the draft is she'll kick her in the side of the hip, the big Mexican girl, right? But she'll fall over while she does it. And then they'll cut a terrible promo and leave. Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, ladies and gentlemen. So, Imperium, they seem to be all over this show, which I was very happy about. They were backstage with Mustafa Ali. They were backstage with Paul Heyman. Hooray! Turns out that draft thing already not really working that well. Even though they put that shitty little sticker on the back of his phone that said visitor. What the fuck is that? I've never seen one of those in my life. It's like the prop department were like, get a name tag, put visitor on it, and then Paul Heyman, that'll do. Useless. Absolutely useless. But, you know, Paul Heyman's great, so I don't mind too much. Imperium get into it with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens backstage because obviously last week Sami and KO knocked off Imperium pretty rapidly, as to be said as well. That was a decent match, I thought, for its value, and I like the fact that Gunther comes over and he's like, I've had enough of you two disrespecting my boys, and then tries not to laugh as Kevin Owens is like, who are you? What is that face? Why are you staring at me? I love how Kevin Owens is like super neurotic, over the top, angry all the time. It's really funny to me. He's reminds me of me. It's something I can relate to. Who doesn't get angry at their workplace all the time? That's what makes it good. That's what makes it entertaining. At least for me. Because I went to Royal Mail I didn't go to Royal Mail. I worked at Royal Mail for 15 years. By the way, Royal Mail, shittest company you could possibly work for. Fuck Royal Mail. But you try delivering post and being a miserable human being while you're having cunts fucking yelling at you every 5 minutes. Because that's how it felt. So I can imagine Kevin Owens' pain of having weird, large people staring at him all the time. Just is what it is. You knew there was going to be shenanigans. You didn't realise there was going to be every shenanigan under the sun. Main event was great. Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus Sami Zayn and KO. I have never seen so many interruptions and shenanigans. Like I say, you might as well have made it a lumberjack match. Maybe they are building to that. I don't know. So, first of all, Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio come down. That's kind of understandable. Judgment Day. Then, here comes Paul Heyman, which Damian Priest is smiling. And that's fair. Distractions are plenty. Here comes Xavier Woods to attack Dominic Mysterio. Like we said earlier, don't do that. Bad. Very, very bad. Then we have Imperium at ringside, getting involved, shenanigans, everything. It was literally Canada versus the world for the main event of WWE Raw. And amazingly, after all this shit, just about, Finn Balor hits probably one of the nicest coup de grace I've ever seen. Just lands square and stays there. It was like watching Stora, the parkour guys on YouTube. He just went, whoop, boom, and he just landed beautifully. I was like, oh, sick. And he pins Sami Zayn, which is quite a big deal. I think he pins Sami Zayn. I don't care at this point. Bottom line is, they beat Sami Zayn and KO. Good shit. Too many shenanigans, though. But I understand it. Didn't really make sense that they weren't jumped at the end, though. There's like all these people on the outside going, ha 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 ha. Why don't you all just get in and beat the shit out of them? It's kind of what you've been after anyway. Building, obviously, to Imperium long-term with KO and Sami Zayn, which is interesting. Not to mention, I mean, again, didn't really make sense. Kind of would have expected more from Mustafa Ali maybe coming down. Yeah, but it was fun. It was riotous. It was amusing. And it's kind of a tried and tested tradition of wrestling, especially on TV. How many times do we remember the Great SmackDown where they finished with all those guys doing their finishes? I think it was in the build-in to Survivor Series 2001, 2002, 2001, the Alliance angle, I think. And the multiple times we saw it on Nitro or old WWF Raw, it just have a Pier 6 brawl at the end. It does seem to work. But overall, Raw was entertaining with a lot of faults. And that seems to be kind of its identity for the most part. We'll leave it there. Let us know what you think about WWE Raw in the comments, and let us know if you're happy for me to keep reviewing the stuff, because if you're bored of these or I'm going too long, by all means just fucking tell me and I'll piss off and do something else. There's no money in this. I'll just do this to entertain you fuckers, especially people like my boy Lee. So thank you very much for those who are still watching and enjoying it. If you are enjoying it, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you really like it that much, let your friends know. But I'm sure you've got better things to do in your life than that. Hey, there's some random angry Egyptian guy on YouTube and he keeps yelling about wrestling. Let's all go and watch that together. Let's have a watch party. I dread the thing. Anyway, I've been Aaron X. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you very soon for more content from the Wrestle Plug.